And we are back. New Pack City, Hawks fans worldwide. Welcome back to your favorite weekly Hawks Hoopcast. It is Wednesday, January 18th, 2022. Game day versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. I go by Lou Starsky, aka Chairman of the Boards, and we have a great show for you today. I got the guys together to discuss the John Collins interview with Sarah Spencer. The comeback victory versus the Bucks. We'll discuss that if that gives us enough hope for turning around this season. The mini series versus the Heat gave me a lot to think about as far as the different cultures of these two teams. Um, and and with that said, this culture, how long will the casual Hawks fan support this team if they continue to play poorly and take bad shots? We'll talk a little bit about that and if we've turned the page on bad play. But first, hit the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, follow the links in the description to support us. And with all that said, let's get into it. What's up, Mike?
Yo, what it do, Luke?
Not a whole lot, man. We got some things to talk about. I got Damon coming in too, and so I'll try to wait for him to talk about the John Collins interview. So I'll go into the next thing, which is the Bucks game. Does the play against the Bucks give you hope that this team can make it to the playoffs and turn the season around?
It gives me hope that we can turn things around. You know me, man. It's never like a straightforward answer, just simple. And there's kind of like levels to it. It's like what do you mean exactly? Like turning around, because we were on pace to being like a lottery team now. So
as far as turning it around, I can tell you real quick: 130 points hasn't been scored in the last 4 games.
No, I mean that's great. That's great. But we still have to win, because what was I saying before that? I was still, at the end of the day, you still question maybe trade execution in the last 5 minutes, even if you dare in the game. You know what I'm saying? So I believe
we were up 108. I'll tell you this: we were up 108 to 105, and Trey takes a long shot. If he misses that shot, it's a terrible shot. Right?
No, I agree. I mean, that's just how it goes a lot. I mean, really in the playoffs, man, if Trey missed that shot against the Knicks, you know what I'm saying? It's a different story, So it is a, make or miss situation and stuff like that, though. But my thing is, like I said, basically it gives me hope that we ain't a lottery team. Put it like that. That's what we was on pace for. Now, as far as anything, as far as
it's noticeable though, right?
Run in the playoffs or something like that, I can't say.
It's noticeable though, right? Our play has been dramatically different, and this happened again last year. And so here he comes. This happened again last year when Cam went out. That's when the team really started playing well.
I feel like the starters more so came around a little bit last game, because like the Knicks, they play like trash though. But basically, since the Cam trade, I feel like I noticed immediately the bench played a little better, like played more with the flow. Or made
comfortable in there.
You know what I'm saying? Basically, like all the stuff you were hearing within the last few weeks leading up to the Cam trade, it was evident in, I feel like, the bench play immediately after him being moved. Now, we still needed the offense to get a little bit better, because DeAndre, he played good his first couple of games. He played bad against the Knicks. Kev ain't do nothing. What to do, Marcus? But, so I feel like the starters came around a little bit more. I mean, Kev didn't necessarily have a great game. A lot of people upset at Kev, but Kev's shooting. He's just been bricking. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have a problem with Kev bricking. I mean, I know he need to make the shots or whatever, but I just want him to shoot to begin with. Other than that, I feel like the shots would begin to fall for him. You know what I mean? People can have bad games.
I agree. And the thing is, like, Kevin never plays where you notice him out of position or way out of not doing what he's supposed to. Even when he hesitates on his shot.
He's had defensive lapses at times, and a lot of people call him out about that. But at the same time, though, I feel like Kevin's defense is underrated. You know what I mean? But when things are clicking and going right, I think he got blocked on Chris Middleton or whatever in that game or whatnot, good defense stuff like that, though. I mean, not gonna shut down Middleton, but
yeah, and you'll see a play coming up here where he plays good with Danilo Gallinari. He plays good with Bogey when he's in the game. There is a little exchange where he hands it off to Gallo. Gallo immediately gives it back to him, almost like a pitch, and he takes it right into the lane and scores late in the game. So I mean, I don't think Hunter or Herter are the issues as far as like this team moving forward. But what I do like about Herter and Hunter is that it gives more clarity to that wing position. What do you think about that, Damon? Do you think clarity in that wing position has also helped?
I would say it's out, still out. The verdict is still out on that because
Mm.
I mean we just moved Cam, so I mean, but when you say that, that makes me go back to what Gallinari said earlier about roles not being defined.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that's a coaching issue right there. Nate should have
Mm-hmm.
been nipped that in the bud
But let's
beginning of the
talk about that
season
real quick,
because
Demond.
guess
I don't
what?
want you to go too much far on that off of
Well, let
that
me add
because I
this one
want to talk
point real
about.
quick, Mike. Let me
All
add this
right,
one
go ahead.
little part at the end because according to reports said Cam requested a trade in the off season. So Nate already knew all this. So why isn't okay? Let me take it back. Maybe it was set and due
See,
to
that's what I want to
COVID
talk
and
about.
injuries, maybe he had to abandon whatever initial idea he had,
Mm-hmm.
but now it's set. But now, do we have any depth behind them guys? Remember we was touting our depth going into the season. So I mean, it's set Hunter, Kevin, but who's behind them? Because we know Hunter gonna miss some games. We know that already. So it's set.
Right.
That's a good
Yeah,
thing. But to me, I think something like that's kind of late.
until
He
see
should already been had that shit.
to
Yeah,
my
I don't know
okay.
even. I don't even know why we signed him, but
My thing, the thing about the roles thing. All right, soon as that came out, I feel like everybody should know what my response was. I was confused about people not knowing their roles. Now, I can understand how just listening to that on the surface level, fans, and we can be like, what? You know what I'm saying? Well, coach, you need to define roles. Da, da, da. But when you look at it, and I say this though, it's like literally 90% of the team is the same team from last season. Okay. As a coach, that's repetitive to me. I thought I already defined our roles. Did we not just go on a good run, best run ever? So either y'all bucking the roles that was laid out that got us to success and you want something new or whatever. So I feel like Gallo was trying to say in his way that like some guys not fitting into the roles that we have and is
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be there. And Cam asked for a trade way back in the offseason. So as a coach, I'm surprised he even played
I
yeah,
anything.
am too.
Because my thing
and
is,
it's
how do
probably
you define a role when you know a guy not going to be here and I'm still fitting him in?
He was probably asked to have him play so that he could become a trade piece, honestly.
But that's what I'm saying, though. So how do I define a role for somebody who's not going? Why would I to even
what about
begin?
this? What about this, guys? That nope. This just popped in my head. Maybe Gallo didn't like whatever his role is. Maybe that's why he said that. Because, like Mike, I agree, bro. It's the same team from last year. The core pieces, the main minute eaters are the same as that people,
Yeah.
right?
He needs to play
So,
Gallo more minutes in
so
crucial times.
I
Period.
feel
And now
like
that he's
Cam was
healthy, he
shooting a
needs to.
little bit too much, and Gallo basically like, no, I'm that nigga coming off the bench.
but you know what? Now that you say that, now it starts to make sense when you put two and two together. Maybe Cam was shooting, right, just to do like Lou said, showing off his talents and
Showcase.
skills.
Mm-hmm.
So now you could go back and see did any of that cost us some games
It
or some
obviously did.
lead.
It obviously did. The team chemistry was not there in the
Well,
fourth
I'm not
quarter to
even
win
speaking on the
games.
chemistry. I'm speaking on him shooting the ball. Did it cost
Yeah.
us some possessions? Did it cost us some? I mean, if you want to nitpick,
Well, no,
I mean,
it absolutely did. But I think it also Trey's the type of player that wants to reestablish constantly that he's the guy that's going to take that shot. So when he sees Cam rush a shot, he's going to go down and rush a shot. So I
I
think
think everybody know that. I mean, yeah, Cam probably like, no, he think he trade, which is okay. You know what I'm saying? Personally, well, that's you, bro. More power to you. But as a team, Atlanta Hawks, whatever, no, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like when Gallo saying that too, I feel like it was the after trade part or whatever, because I feel like everybody else, bro, know they roles, bro. Because even so, though, when we say it's the exact same team, who wasn't on the roster basically during the run? Cam wasn't
Cam
here.
went on the
Cam
roster.
played 2 games.
Well, did you hear did you catch the John Collins interview? I think we should get into that because,
I listened to
Collins talks about that, and he also talks about the difference between roles and usage. And, like he goes, everybody's role, everybody knows their roles, but it's the usage in games. And if John Collins feels like he needs to come in and set a pick and roll to be used and feel like a part of the team, I think that's what he's talking about. And I think Cam takes a lot of that chemistry away when they're on offense and even on defense, because he gambles a lot on defense and is not as successful as he think he is.
I think that I think what John was saying, I agree with everything that he said in the interview. I think he said basically, y'all paying me more money, allow me to do more for the team. Now, with that being said, people know his limits, the coaches know his limits. What I was trying to tell somebody is if I'm a coach, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to maximize what that player is good at. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm not going to have him. If I'm not confident with him in the post, I'm not going to throw him the ball and say, hey, make me a post move. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Same thing with like Capella. But I agree with everything that John said in that interview, man. Now, people could take it as lip service or what. But yeah, if you paying me more money, get me more involved. But did you also hear when Nate said, hey, we don't run no plays, we just run action. Yeah. So basically he said, we dribble the ball down, whoever got the ball, survey the scene and make something happen. That's what basically he's saying. So how can you say, hey, I need to get how can you get a player more involved if you don't have set plays set up as a team? Because if you're just running off of action, then basically whoever got the ball is who gonna make stuff happen. Then he pass it, right? Pass it. If that person can get a shot, he gonna shoot it. Because what Nate said was they do stuff off action. They don't.
They have plays too, though. I mean, like
that's what I was gonna say a little bit. There might be a little bit of a misunderstanding.
No, that's his words, bro. No, that's an exact quote.
No, I understand. I understand that's an exact quote. I feel you because I mean, no, I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying from a basketball standpoint, in every sport, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I just got a little bit more reference with basketball. You just got lingo, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Action, we have action. That don't necessarily mean completely just pick up free flowing ball, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about how many times do you get to practice? How many times do they say this? We don't practice a lot during the season. We don't do this. So it's like, I'm trying to equate it to something that everybody can understand or whatever. Right now I'm thinking like my graphic design way or whatever. Because in graphic design, you have actions and shortcuts to do something, to minimize something, but the overall results still happen. It just kind of you might have.
Mike, this is what I was going to say. This is what I was going to say. It's like it's like the actions are like little compartments of plays within the bigger structure of the whole play. So I mean, like if they see something, they can run a specific thing on the right side, but the left side's not necessarily dependent on the right side doing something.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It's just like when you run the triangle, you run a lot of action out of the triangle because you got to have high IQ ball players to make the correct passes.
The team should already know the overall philosophy and system. Right. So it's like, and then within that, you got your actions that everybody should be on the same page to recognize when the ball is on the left-hand side, when it's this mismatch on this part, or I'm at the top.
It sounds like to me, Coach Nate need a bunch of high basketball IQ guys. If you you're gonna trust the run off action, okay,
exactly.
At the end of the day. But
I completely agree with that.
What's funny is to me, he says we don't run plays, we run a lot of action. I'm like, action? It don't be no action on the court to me. It'd be like we shoot threes. Correct me if I'm wrong, bro. We launched 41 threes the other night, bro.
I think we shoot too fast in the shot clock, but I think I think they want him to have volume or something. But to me, we don't run enough control offense. Like we don't run enough offense where we know how we're going to get a bucket. Everybody on the team is working together to get this bucket, whether it be deception or movement or whatever, to get one bucket. We don't do enough of that. We don't do enough of that.
We lack that guy, man. We lack that guy. We lack that guy. Like, I really challenge you to name another team. We supposed to be contenders. Name me another contender that don't have really don't. I think it was the Nets and Warriors. You know what I'm saying? But we not that supreme with the shooting. You know what I'm saying? Execution. They get to. We just not. Outside of that, you talking like you got AD, LeBron. Traditionally, you got the interior and the perimeter. We good on the perimeter just about. You know what I'm saying? But we need that guy. And it's not a shot at like a JC, because JC can be here to go along with that person or whatever. You feel me? You know, a lot of times since we assigned JC, you know, I switched my RAF or whatever I hired to Clint. I'm like, bro, you can go. You need to get that guy in there. Then you feel me? And JC can play off of that person who we can dump it to score in the interior. Because the only thing that we have really there to go to. I mean, yeah, we talk about Gallo, but it's really like Trey and his floater. We depend on Trey to get in the paint. We need Trey to be able to just pass it down into the paint.
And how many times
did happen off of that from a starter?
That last game, how many times did Trey split the double team trap up top? I mean, like with the dribble.
Yeah, I mean, he an elite player.
It was pretty impressive shit what he was doing.
I agree.
All right, so with that,
nobody doubting that.
Yeah, with that game, we actually snapped a 10-game home losing streak, which at the beginning of this season, I wanted us to have a dominant home record. And that was my only thing. I thought that we would be 41-41. I thought that we would be, a 500 team and then we'd get into playoffs this year. But I really wanted us to have a dominant home record. And we started off strong, and then we got into this funk, and I didn't even realize until they announced it that we had a 10-game losing streak at home. This brings me to this point. Which is
since Thanksgiving.
I know, which brings me to this point is Atlanta Hawks culture. Now, Atlanta Hawks culture is really predicated on the Hawks winning. How long do you think the casuals will continue to go to the games if the Hawks play poorly and lose and continue to lose? Like, will they stay there the whole season and then take a wait and see approach next year? Or will they start abandoning ship this year?
I think
because I want to get into this culture thing a little bit deeper after watching the miniseries with Miami.
They're gonna stay just because of Trae Young. I mean, you can tell we have a lot of casuals because that's how you get voted on the All-Star team by the fans. You got to have a lot of casuals, maybe not behind the team, but behind the player. So I mean, wherever Trae Young go, fans are gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as the losing streak at home, I mean, I was telling somebody this the other day, man. I was going back and forth with somebody. I was like, you know what, bro? The difference between sometimes losing and winning is sometimes you just need shit to go your way. You know what I'm saying? And you take the game against the Bucks, our last game. Middleton was on fire.
35 points, something like that.
Yeah, but guess what? Shots. Bro, he was 11 for 20 from the field, right? But guess what? Something went our way because he was wide open and missed the three. And then George Hill wide open missed the three. And that's what I was saying. I said, you know what? Doing that losing streak, in the middle of that losing streak, those shots go in.
Yep.
But sometimes, like I said, sometimes you can play hard, but you just need shit to go your way. Sometimes, man. And I think shit just went our way. You know.
I can agree with that. Now, back
to make stuff go your way though. I
want to get into more of the concept of the culture of the Atlanta Hawks, because I want to ask you first, I want to ask you this other question about who drives our culture, because I feel our fans drive our culture. And I bring that up because over the Miami miniseries we had, they showed a shot on the sidelines where they had like 8 guys in assistant uniforms. And then the guy says, all those are ex-Miami players. That has to lead to a culture being established there, because there's standards that they've got to uphold. It's generations long at this point. Do you think that we are building a culture within the office and the locker room with the Hawks?
Fuck no, bro. Hell no. One is those teams who got those great cultures. You already know what they have. They have multiple championships. So it's easy to sell players off of that. We've been here before. We've done this before. Because guess what? Those guys that they bring back, they bring back people who played for championships, who won championships. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at the Atlanta Hawks, bruh, it was a struggle just to get the greatest Atlanta Hawk. I mean, probably be taken over by Trey, but we had it took forever to eat the greatest Atlanta Hawk, a statue in front of the arena. Danny Ferry didn't even want to do the shit, right? bro, we dropping division banners. Who does that?
Right.
What, bro? Even our even our old our good players from back in the day don't even help us. That's why I cannot stand Mutombo. Because instead of helping us try to get Dwight Howard, he was on the Houston Rockets little recruiting little crew to get Dwight to come down there when he was leaving the Magic.
Yeah.
Excuse me, when he was leaving the Lakers. I'm sorry. So like, but it's not too late to start. You see what I'm saying? It's not too late to start. Why we don't have a Kevin Willis? And I don't know if we doing something in the background, but why
Joe
we don't have
Johnson.
why we don't have a Kevin Willis trying to mentor a Collins or a Clint Capella? Why we don't have Joe Johnson? Why we ain't retired a Joe Johnson jersey to show our appreciation as far, and then you bring him into the loop? Like, we don't do that as an organization. And I mean,
raining though.
I'm not gonna put it on
wrestling.
Well, that's you correct, Mike. That's why I said that at the beginning. Those teams they have long winning histories. We don't have that, but like I said, you can still start one. We can start it right now with Trey. But let's bring in the Kevin Willis.
Right.
We got Dominique in on the.
At least those years that they were battling, the Celtics, and they went deep into the playoffs. They were expected to win. That's at least a standard, that they could uphold.
But a lot of our younger fans don't know that because they wasn't around, because they're not diehards, right? I bet you right now a majority of the fans probably got on the bandwagon when we went to the playoffs. They probably hopped on when Trey got hot, like that second half of his rookie year. They were still on Trey Young. They probably was like, I'm not a Hawk fan, I'm a Trey Young fan. Because that second year we still wasn't winning. Now you fast forward, we won, go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now you got all these casuals. Hey, vote Trey to the All-Star game. Wow. As soon as we hit a losing streak and going through tough times, trade everybody. We're terrible. Woo. And I even put that on my Twitter. I said I could tell some of y'all went around in the early 2000s when we was real shitty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's not too late to start that. Let's bring in the Kevin Willis. Why we don't
agree. Kevin Willis is a great name to bring up. That's a strong team for what I was thinking of. What about you, Mike? What do you think?
I mean, I'm
about the culture.
That's what I'm saying about the culture and stuff like that, man. You gotta win, bro. Like you gotta win. Like, I understand with Miami, you take them for example. Seeing some of them players that they had, I don't think all of them won. Was Caron Butler on the championship team?
I believe so. If not, he was on one of their winning teams, though.
First one with Wade, was he? With Lamar Odom and Jason Woods, with Caron Butler on that team? I can't remember.
No, I know Caron won. He won an NCAA title, though. I think
he won the NCAA. But I'm saying, but yeah, man, you gotta you gotta win. You know what I'm saying? Because like you mess around and get a LeBron type into your franchise, bruh. And that might be Trey. I'm just keep it real, man. These folks, man, they not listening to nobody, man. You can show me a ring, man. I mean, you gotta be a Hall of Famer. I mean, if you talking about Mutombo, okay, Mutombo, you know what I'm saying? Neek is around. He can talk to folks. But even so, though, I'm gonna be hard on that. It's like this team went further than Neek ever went.
Yeah, and Neek isn't. Neek was super gifted athlete. Athlete-wise,
I understand. I understand.
Had to go through Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, though.
No, again, I get that, but at the same time, though, it ain't like we wasn't up in certain series and stuff like that either, though, bro. Man, we had chances. I'm not gonna knock our greatest player. I'm just saying.
We used to have videos winning about the Hawks,
huh?
Doc Rivers.
I mean, Doc Rivers is the actual coach. Hey, there you go. Doc Rivers don't want to even come here.
Okay, so I guess let's bring it back a little bit towards the play on the court. I did want to get into that culture because I thought that was just striking that I saw that many coaches, and I think that's something that we should do. And I think Damon hit the nail on the head with that. I think Kevin Willis is a great person to go after immediately to bring on that bench. But I did want to talk about some of these trades, and as we traded away Cam, it was kind of a shock at first. A lot of people that knew Cam should have been moved, but felt that we didn't get enough. So there was a lot of strife in the group about that whole trade. But now that he's gone, it seems like it's relieved a little bit of the pressure amongst the guys. Now we can look at the team and say, okay, do we want to bring anybody in? And are we looking for a particular thing? Because, somebody brought up Jaylen Brown, and, Jaylen Brown is a talent, but he doesn't fit what we're looking for because he's not a big. We already have that guy. But if we could get a Jaylen Brown, that'd be amazing. Ben Simmons, more on the other hand, though, he's still a piece out there that I think would add additional value to what we have as a team. Y'all have another guy out there? I think Sabonis is my number one, but since he's off the table, I think Ben Simmons is somebody that we should really go after and overpay.
Bro, they not moving them, bro. They not moving them. I was on the internet surfing all the Philadelphia sites and everything, the Philadelphia YouTubers, and this is the plan. The plan is that Daryl Morey want to get Harden to come to Philly. What he's going to do is, he already said he already talked to MB. MB said he don't care if he don't move Simmons by the trade deadline. They're gonna wait. Harden has a player option for next year, so he can opt out. So Moore and Harden are supposed to be tight. They're gonna go and try to get Harden to come to Philly, but the only way he can come to Philly is through a sign and trade because he's still under contract. So he will have to opt back in. Then they're gonna use Ben Simmons and whatever other junk to facilitate that trade, or if they got to find a third team to facilitate that trade to get Harden. Now, if Harden opts back in, Philadelphia's they kind of fucking themselves now. So, which kind of works in our favor, because guess what? Now you can really lowball. You see what I'm saying?
Well, what about if we don't go that route and we don't go Simmons, but we use some of our pieces and bring in a Jeremy Grant? Or bring in I would love to be able to get Sabonis. I don't know why nobody was thinking that was the final piece, but that literally, I think with Trey and Sabonis and John Collins, we could have a set team that would compete. I mean, Hunter and all those guys with that level of play down low.
I don't think they're gonna move Sabonis, bro. I don't think they're gonna move him, bro. You ain't heard no rumors about Sabonis like you heard about Miles Turner.
Hey, Lou, my bad, Lou. Real quick, man. One time for the show, can you let the folks know how to switch them up for Facebook user, man, when they comment and stuff like that, so their name can show.
Yeah, for sure. Just on the post, when you get onto the post, at the very, very bottom of all the words in the description, there's a link for you to click where you would change your, you would let Facebook use your name and StreamYard use your name. It's nothing invasive. You just click it and then boom, it's done. And with that said, what were you about to say though, Mike?
What I was about to say, I think I interrupted Demond though by mistake.
Okay, Demond, what were you? I was about to say. Not bad. I'm looking at the Detroit trade offer.
I was just saying that if we try to make a move for Ben, I say we wait, because Daryl Morey, unless you're finna give him everybody on your team and all your picks, he not gonna move Ben Simmons because he already got his eye on James Harden. So, you wait for Harden to tell them no, then you can lowball Philly. Everybody gonna start lowballing Philly then, because Embiid is not gonna sit there and do another year without, another player. And also, what he was trying to do, he was trying to finesse a team to take Tobias Harris' contract. And if you read, they just put out that was stop the Atlanta Hawks from up in the offer. Once Morey tried to include Tobias Harris, Travis Schlenk said, "No, I'm good." He stepped away. Somebody just posted that in the group. Now that I think about it,
I saw that. So it would have been what, JC and Cam for Ben, right?
And I think 2 firsts or something like that.
2 firsts, something like that.
I mean, that's a good move. That's a good deal.
I almost
I disagree with that deal, man. I mean, I'm a Collins fan, but I mean,
and they try and dump Tobias on us with his $100 million a year contract, man. Ain't nobody finna pay him that.
Nobody taking that contract, bro. That's why.
That's
why nobody wanted, bro. You think people mad when Collins signed that deal, bro? You gotta listen to these Philadelphia 76ers YouTubers when they talk about when they talk about Tobias Harris. Oh, it didn't help the other night. He only scored 7 points. They was on his ass, bro.
All right, so this is who I guess this is who the Pistons just offered the Sixers. They offered him Grant, Sadiq, Steve Bay, Kelly Olynyk, and a first-round pick. That seems like a lot.
I mean, what else I don't understand what more think he's gonna get, bro. That's what and that's what happens. That's why you never want your players to say they don't want to play for you or say they want to get traded because their value go down, bro. Because teams already know. Ain't nobody finna offer them no star player, bro, for Ben Simmons. He ain't finna get it.
His Sacramento trying their best.
Yeah, but I mean, they ain't got no superstar. I mean, Fox is a star, but he ain't no superstar.
They ain't got no superstar. But at the same time, though, we weren't about to give them no superstars. If they were cool with it and then just try to dunk Tobias on it.
I think
Cam ain't no superstar.
Well, that's why I think they were trying to just use us for leverage.
Well, that's why I think the Indiana Pacers situation was interesting because I say our next 3 years worth of draft picks is available. I mean, I just don't see us needing a young guy anymore. So all of those are available. They could have all our first rounds, all our second rounds, and we could trade that with anything to package it up with a couple players to match salary. I mean, I really feel that we should have all of our first round picks available at this point. I mean,
we do. When you contending, you don't care about the picks, bro. That's why the Lakers only could offer 2 second round picks for Cam Reddish because they had already used all their picks. Bro, their earliest first round pick is 2027, bro. Because you can't trade back to back, right? So
yeah.
They traded one, they keep that next one, but the earliest one they could trade is 2027. Nobody want that shit. Ain't nobody
you got somebody else.
General manager finna be around the next 7 years on the same team, most likely. To see that pick convey, But hey, if Morey want to play hardball, all he doing to me is wasting a good season by Embiid, man. But it's a bonus.
I mean, they better than none.
Not really, because they still have a good player in Tobias. They got a Tyrese Maxey that's really playing his ass off.
No, what I mean when I say that is you're not giving Embiid 100% of the roster because you got a $25 million player not playing. That's what I mean. Like,
okay, so does Morey have an obligation? Listen, does Morey have an obligation to Embiid, or does he have an obligation to the owner of the team?
He has an obligation to both.
Okay, well, he's doing what he has to do to obligate both of them guys.
Because the owner only cares about making money. You make money by winning games. The owner don't care about all that other mumbo jumbo. The owner like, guy, I'm paying this dude $25 million or whatever they paying him right now, or not paying him. But he still take up cap space. That's a $25 million hole right there. For $25 million, who they could have there to put out there with Embiid and Harris, but instead they don't have nothing. So you wasting an opportunity. Let me change. Yeah, you wasting an opportunity. Maybe you're not wasting Embiid's year, but you're wasting an opportunity. You got Embiid having a career year. You got your other players doing good, but you're missing a $25 million cap spot right there. You could have a NBA All-Star right there helping Embiid win, but hey, if Morey don't want to do it, hey, I care less.
Well, what'd you okay? So if the guard here was Jalen Brunson, I would have done this. What do y'all think of this trade offer here?
Which one?
It's Collins, Bogey, and Gallo for Porzingis and Dallas for Porzingis and another guard.
That's tough, bro. That's tough.
Bro, I don't even want to talk about it, dog. Real talk. I don't even want to talk about it. And plus, because the fact that it's even being talked about it right now is going to upset me. And I'm like, I need apologies. You feel me? Because when everybody was trying to talk about
go back and look at our early shows. We did whole shows on trading John Collins.
It's on the show, man. It's old shows literally when we were sitting here comparing the two, KP and JC going into the season and stuff like that. I'm like, I mean, yeah,
Paul just said
but I was just feeling like you might not even get, you ain't gonna lose nothing. You know what I'm saying? Don't be scared to basically shake it up, man. That's all.
Yeah. Did you hear what Paul said here? He said unicorn is JC, but white.
Yeah, but he's legitimately tall though. JC.
What is Porzingis like 7'1"? He like
I agree.
7-1,
I've
but
said that 1,000 times though. I agree. This was before Sabonis was supposedly available. I was seeing KP was available because it's like him and Luka obviously don't like each other. I'm like let's switch something up then. Let's see
But
what
I
we can do.
completely agree. We need a
I
post
thought we
player.
was gonna pay JC more too though. I thought we was gonna like pay him a little more
Overpay
than
him.
we did
Right.
as well. And that was
Yeah,
the point of it.
I agree with that. And but I agree. We need a post player. We don't need a jump shooter. We need a post player. That's why the idea of Sabonis was so attractive
We
to
need
me.
to come off
But
of Sabonis, man.
you know what? I don't think Sabonis. I don't even think if we got Sabonis, it'll help us, bro.
Bruh, switch
I don't think
Clint with
it will.
Sabonis. You telling me that won't help us?
Are you
Switch
kidding?
far as, well, no, he
with
said
Sabonis.
as far as getting a post player.
Yeah, Jokic
Bro, I
literally
mean-
makes Denver, a legitimate team, and that's just
But
one big.
we shoot so many threes, bro.
I mean, I understand
Bro,
that.
we
though,
would
but
have to change our whole philosophy and be like,
not
yo,
really. Not
this
really.
guy need, bro, because if you trade
We
for
just need the option, Demond. Like you said
Correct,
yourself
hold on,
earlier,
Lamar.
bro. You said if you don't believe in it, and know that, why would you give them the ball?
But no, what I'm saying is this. I'm not, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Sabonis isn't good. I'm not saying he wouldn't help us. What I'm saying is we will have to change our whole philosophy of thinking, of playing, because all we do is shoot threes all game. Like,
I don't think
I
I'm
wouldn't
a
know
post
what to do, bro, if we brought the ball down and we threw it in the paint. I wouldn't know what to, I'd probably lose, be impatient. Because
I
when the
let
last
you
time
know.
we had a post player?
Paul a Grizzlies fan. Just to let y'all know that.
Okay,
Oh,
when
well,
the last time we had a good post player, bro?
That's what I'm saying. Get Sabonis, bro. But you talking about they ain't gonna change now. I'm telling you, if you manage to swap
They would
Clint
have
with
to
Sabonis,
change. Well, I mean, it
bro,
can happen. It can happen, but
that would be amazing. No, it can't happen because we can't move Clint. We gotta wait till the off season. I say sacrifice. I don't really care right now, bro. Off season, though, for sure. Go get Sabonis, man.
If Sabonis is available, then I think it would be. I think it would be an injustice if the Hawks didn't try to get it.
What about
and he done played for Nate. He liked Nate. I mean, it
what
just
is
makes sense.
Miles Turner? Is he a forward or a center?
Man,
I don't think Miles. I don't think Miles Turner will have the effect that a Sabonis will have because Sabonis is.
Enough for me.
You got to understand, Sabonis's father was Arvydas Sabonis. First of all,
his legacy.
Legacy.
No,
So the guy knows basketball.
I know all that. The reason I bring that up is because it can give you a range of what you're going to need to trade for the guy, because you already know. So for Miles Turner, so you said Sabonis, is he Miles better? Is he way better than Miles Turner? Because the Pacers looking for they looking for 2 first-round picks for Miles Turner. So for Sabonis, that's your starting point right there. So 2 firsts and what players are you
I'd give them? I'd get for Sabonis. I'd give them Bogey, Gallinari, and an ass load of first-round picks.
Well, that's too much because
it sucks because I want to move Clint and we can't not move Clint until February 13th, which is 3 days after the deadline, which is it sucks.
So it sounds like I mean, unless you just want to take on a salary, you can still make the trade. You're just gonna pay a shit.
Miles come here. Hawks fans be mad at him too. They were like, "Why is he not in the paint? He just shoot threes." Well, I was too inconsistent, man. He too big, too athletic to not average double-digit rebounds too.
I just wanted to see what was the level at, because I know they wanted 2 first-round picks for Miles Turner. So for Sabonis, you looking probably, that's what I said. So Sabonis, you starting off at 2 first-round picks, which they probably not going to really value our first-round picks so much. They probably going to run it through their little analytics team and say, yeah, these dudes going to finish in the fucking 20s.
Trav already did it for him. He got the Carfax report. He just gave it to him.
So you had to throw in players. Then you got to see how much Sabonis make, because you can't give them all them people, because then Indiana going to have to send salary back.
Right.
For the work. You know what I mean? So you would have to do. I mean, they probably, and then it depends on who they want. They may not want a Clint Capella. They might be like, nah, we good, we Gucci. We blowing it up. We Gucci. We don't want his salary. And that's why that's one thing that hurts us also. I don't know why he extended Clint Capella. He didn't have to.
He didn't have to.
He didn't have to.
I think that's
listen to the fans.
Capella,
Intermediate.
I think, won't he expiring this year?
No, he had 2 more years left on his contract, but there was no need for it. There was just no need for it.
Wait, hold up.
It wasn't at all, man. I told you
We
everybody was
extended
on
him with
such a cloud nine after the playoffs, bro. Like
we extended him with 2 years on the contract.
Yeah, he had multiple years on the contract because he was up around the time the Gallo was done, and I just don't think that the thing is, like, if we get a Sabonis in here and we still have Hunter and we still have JC and we still have Trey,
and you still got Kevin Herter too somehow,
and you still got Kevin Herter somehow, like,
why?
I just
Why
think
would you extend somebody with 2 years on the contract?
bro, you haven't heard my frustration when I bring it up. Every time somebody talk trade, it's hard for me to talk trade because I want to move Clint. My trade basically proposal to anybody will be Bogey and Clint. Those are the two that I would have together. And then if you got to make contracts or whatever, some maybe Gallo, but really I don't even want to move Gallo.
I don't want to move Gallo, but Gallo's attractive. Gallo's contract goes from a $20 million contract to a $5 million contract.
Exactly. I agree. But like I said, I wouldn't necessarily want to move him. That's a good player come off the bench, especially come playoff time. He gets buckets. But Capella and Bogey, I'm cool with packaging that out.
Yeah, there was no reason for him to do that.
Last year of his deal.
No.
Bro, I'm telling you, because everybody was on cloud nine after the playoffs. Travis, this is the biggest mistake and I ain't gonna let him let go of this, man. But he listened. I really believe that he just listened to literally a lot of outside things or whatever instead of making the correct decision. Because I heard his reasoning for stuff, and I told y'all that reason don't rank number one for me. Talking about some continuity and stuff like that, or good at this and all, bro. I don't care. Jordan was an asshole. We all know that. But how many rings do he have? Folks fell in line on the team. I really do not rank teammates liking you and stuff top of the list when I'm building my team. That's on there. If I got 5 things, it might be 3 or 4, but it ain't 1 or 2. That's not my reasoning for bringing people back, bro.
Well,
I'm gonna look at this.
Also remember that Jordan had Jerry Krause building them teams. So
no. I understand that.
Well, I'm just saying,
right, but what I'm just
saying,
we could talk about other team situations and stuff like that, but yeah, he was building the teams. But Krause ain't sitting there and say, "Dang, Scotty obviously don't like Jordan, so let me trade Scotty out of here." You know what I'm saying?
And it was usually the big man that didn't get it.
Jerry Krause, he hated Jordan. He hated Jordan so bad he didn't trade Scotty, but he traded goddamn Charles Oakley, though. Charles Oakley was his best friend. He did that shit on purpose too. Just to fuck with Jordan. But
I wanted to talk about the last thing I wanted to talk about was this game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and it's paramount that we take that win against the Bucks and we build on that. It's a home game, so we get to start a winning streak there. We get to start an overall win streak. And without a win streak, the Hawks have no chance at making it back into the playoff talk. So this game might be one of the most important games of the season. What do y'all see happening this game?
I think they'll what I'm looking for. Basically, I think they'll come out and do the same thing tonight, man. I think they'll pull together back-to-back effort. It started. We all saying it. I think it was a couple games even before the Bucks game. I was like, I'm not even mad. You know what I'm saying? Then we had lost to the Knicks or something like that. So things have started to come together, starting to change a little bit through their frustration and everything like that. I think they, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, and then being at home, I think they pull it out tonight. The question for me would be, we got Miami, I think, again next. You know what I'm saying? That's a real
that'll be the big test.
See, now this is where the Grizzly fan. This when the Grizzly fan just be talking. You go back to that last comment or whatever, which is yes, you're right. Double O is too small. He not too small. Double O is small, but he ain't too small. We ain't seen him guard people that he's clearly mismatched against or whatnot. Now we ain't saying he's gonna shut somebody down because Cat is a great offensive player, but Double O is a good defender, man. And I like my chances with Double O versus than like Clint or something on him, and that's Clint being a bigger player.
And this is the first time that we're getting rolling with our guys. I mean, when this season started off, Double O and Hunter together.
They wasn't here to begin with.
We thought that was going to be the engine to success.
That wasn't an option.
Hunter got hurt. Double O been hurt. Now Double O comes back. Now Hunter's back. you
Think
can
about it though.
see
We
the small
never
moves.
had that together. Period,
Right.
bro. Was last night like the first time that we had Double O and
Exactly.
DeAndre playing together at the same
Exactly.
time?
And those guys are super important. And so I think that these guys are going to make it work for us, you know?
I mean, listen, bro. Y'all already know me. I want us to get a backup big. I'm looking at the boards. That's what I'm looking at. Okay. We cannot be we cannot be minus double digits in the rebounding game.
I told you who the backup big should be to get for you.
Who? I don't remember.
Mo Bamba. We need to use one of the picks. Go get Mo Bamba. Orlando, I think only want to first or something like that. Or
I might need to call
whatever.
dumbass man, but
I am curious about this that Dave brings up. Do we have plans on playing Knox at all? Because I wouldn't mind seeing him once he has him. I don't think he's going to light it up and give us 20 points, but I think he could play some good defense.
Well, the Knicks man said otherwise, but
I went out and looked at some of the. He plays pretty good defense. I mean, he might be lazy or something. I don't know. We'll have to see.
I know you, Lou. You've been you've been creeping around them sports YouTube Knicks groups.
Oh, I definitely do that.
Knicks fans TV and all about the Knicks.
Bro,
they freaking hate Kevin Knox, bro.
I know.
think one person, bro, out of both them YouTube channels gave Kevin Knox any credit, and I'm talking about on the defensive side of the ball too. But
I hear you. I'm just saying, like, will we see what we have though? I mean, like,
I'm not trying to knock him down, because obviously a change of scenery could be everything. You know?
Reports.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to hate on the man, but
not saying it, man. We ain't trying to make him it.
Why not play him? Maybe he got something to prove. Maybe
is he better than is he better than TLC? Is he better than TLC right now? Because that's what I'm
better than TLC right now, my nigga. You hear me?
What's that?
I'm better than TLC, nigga. I could have shot. Bro, did you see that three he shot the other night, bro?
Y'all hate TLC, man.
Did you see when he pulled up at the top of the key, man, like he was Kobe, and bricked the shit out that ball, bro?
You gotta play with confidence, man. You ain't gonna make it.
Ass out the game. Yeah, Mike. He shoot just like me when I'm in the front yard, bro. That's what I do. I look good. It don't go in though.
I think Dave is Bruce, I think, or I think it is, or not, if I'm not mistaken though. But
Dave's a YouTube fan. He's been here from the get-go. He watched you go off on the trades.
Maybe Knox can take some of them damn TLC fucking minutes. I mean, TLC.
I mean, I hope so. I think Knox is a good player. He's a young player still. I mean, he only been in the league 4 years at the most or something like that.
And I think he's only 22 now.
That's what I'm saying. So he's not at the age where you can. I feel like you can definitely just say a player is what he is. I feel like you put him in play with the point guard like a Trae Young, when he can just get up and down the court, he'll get found. You know what I'm saying? I can say he hasn't played with somebody who is as good as an assist man as that, you know, but he's
on our team. He's on our team. So I just want to see, like, I don't really want him to be a jump shooter. I just think if he's a passer.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody even saying it. Like I said, sometimes you gotta ignore that comment coming from bruh sometimes, man. I tell you, a Grizzly fan, man, he'll get into we
need a wing. We need a wing that can attack the basket often.
I like Paul Moore now.
not once every other game. Our wings, they don't attack the basket. They should be attacking a whole lot more. Okay. Now, and they should be getting Kevin Hunter. They need to be getting to the free throw line more too.
But that'll come with age and development. We gotta remember they're still young. You gotta remember what makes Trae Young is that he came into the league with like veteran status, baiting people into fouls. You know what I'm saying? Like, rookies don't do that. Third-year guys don't do the stuff that he's doing to get fouls and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of that stuff comes with just learning the game and strength and stuff like that too. So, and then too, DeAndre just got to be on the court to begin with. When he's on the court consistently, he performs for us.
But the problem, that's the problem, bro.
I mean, I understand, but we can't fix
that. I hate to say it, man. But
listen, is
saying this the whole time, bro?
Is Knox gonna get play against the Timberwolves? That's all. That's the question at hand right now.
You need to take TLC minutes, but knowing Nate, he not gonna play him.
Knox probably not playing. I wouldn't hold my breath looking for him.
But like I said, maybe that trade hit him in the head, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this shit is a business, bro. You got to produce out here." Maybe he gonna come down here and do his thing. even if he can be a good wing defender, I'll take that because I don't know what TLC be doing. I don't know what he do for us.
Right.
So
and
maybe
one of the things I did want to talk about, and I totally messed up on the culture thing, was we have two different we have two different curses going. We have the yellow jersey curse, and we have also the Ryan Cameron curse. Is that something that's a nature of the Atlanta Hawks fans to try to pin it off of and not getting down to like no our management is off, or the coaching's off, or the this is off? It's always like, no, it's something magical. Is that something that's unique to Atlanta, or do all of them do that?
Hell no, we was losing with Ryan Cameron there. Shit. How long Ryan Cameron been working Hawks games?
For a long time, for a minute.
Exactly. He was there in the early 2000s.
I don't know about early 2000s though.
Marvin.
I don't think. I say at least 10 years probably, because it's like 2022. He probably started at least 2010, 2011 for sure.
I mean, hey, well, you know what, bro? I think we are a bunch of freaking good guys, bro. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we're a bunch of good guys, and we need, like Popovich said, we need some nasty on this team, and I don't need it coming from Trey.
Nope.
Okay, because Trey, the last person I need with a nasty, because we can't afford for him to ever get kicked out of a game.
Yep.
But what? Oh, you talking about to get kicked out? You ain't got to be nasty to get kicked out. Well, I'm about to say, like, why Trey can't be that?
You know how today's refs are. So, like, you saw them throw Kay Cunningham out the game because he pointed to his family. The ref thought he was pointing to the dude. He checked his ass and threw him out the game. I'm like, God dang.
That was on Kay Cunningham too, after he did a nasty reverse.
Cunningham after he had that reverse slam.
And I was wondering how he got. I was like, I don't see what he could have gotten. You know, I thought maybe he elbowed somebody in the head on accident or something.
He had a previous tech, right, from earlier. So then he go baseline, reverse slam. His family is behind the Pistons bench. He points over there, but the dude he dunked on would just happen to be standing there. So the ref thought he was taunting the dude by pointing at him. So he just teched him up and threw him out the game.
Damn.
I'm like, bro, come on.
That's
but
sad.
I think, bro, we're a bunch of good guys, man. And you know, sometimes I think we got that goddamn Falcon filter sometimes, man. Like,
we need that Ivan Johnson back.
Yeah. But
you know what?
Predict this game. What do y'all predict this game? Y'all have a guy on Minnesota that's gonna go off on the Hawks that nobody heard of?
Goddamn Ant-Man.
Ant-Man usually gets pretty controlled by us. I mean, he hasn't really gone off too much.
Man, them boys on fire right now, man. Minnesota rolling, bro.
Yeah, they are. Who's gonna guard D'Lo?
Trey.
No, Trey not gonna guard D'Lo. Come on.
D'Lo about to drop 63.
So you got
Better put Kevin Huerter on his ass.
Yeah, D'Lo come out there with that Lakers. I mean, Trey come out there with that Lakers and Portland's defense. Come out there, but D'Lo dropping 70, but
because you're gonna have to put Hunter on Ant-Man.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put Hunter on Ant. You're gonna have to put Huerter on D'Lo, and then you're gonna have to hide Trey on one of their wings, because they wings usually just, I mean, they long, but they wings are just, you know, field it guys or whatever.
I don't know. I can't think of his name, but the guy that had some.
I don't even know which one start for them, man. But they got like 3 of them or whatever. That's like the same.
The guy that had that marital issue. God, what's his name? Here, let me look it up.
Let me go see if I find a fantasy contest real quick.
Yeah, give us some fantasy info there as we're breaking down.
I remember Vanderbilt. Yeah, Vanderbilt, man. He might mess around with a good game or something like that. Let's see if JC don't show up.
Jalen Noel. He's on a day-to-day. Let's see. Out. We got Clint and Bogey out. That's Mike's trade package there.
It is, isn't it?
I wonder what's wrong with Bogey knee. They didn't say what was wrong with it. They just said
the same problem out wrong with in the playoffs. Remember?
Look at this: 4 losses in a row and then a win against the Bucks. Ouch. We could have won that game against the Knicks. We could have
won that game against the Heat.
Yeah. It just ain't winning. All right. Anyways, what?
Well, you're not gonna win when you get out rebounded plus 13.
Yeah, your boy JC got more rebounds last game. He stuck up.
He got 13. Yeah, he had a double.
That Knicks game, he had nothing though.
Man, he can't do that. Bro,
3
ain't nobody fucking rap with Mitchell Robinson, big ass, bro.
Man, he gets rebounds,
Bro,
man.
Big O, they had Big O, Gallinari,
It was
and
like
Collins, and could
it was like
nobody,
2 people with more rebounds than John Collins that game. Still,
no
that
one
wasn't
could
even
out
big man.
rebound his ass, man. I'm like, damn.
John Collins had the same amount of rebounds as Trae Young that next game, man.
Did you see that game against the goddamn Heat?
Paul.
Jesus Christ.
Paul's my new favorite. Oh man. Well, y'all got any other predictions? Y'all got anything else on this game? You got any fantasy updates?
Nah, man, we just need to win, man.
We gotta win.
All I can call it.
Any means necessary. We gotta win this game.
Like you said, by any means, man. They got to figure it out. We at home. They got to figure it out. They can't let Ant-Man have a crazy homecoming put on for, you know what I'm saying, Oakland City or whatever in the building. Don't even let them do it.
How many tickets you think Ant-Man had to shell out?
That boy got he got like 3 sections there probably already. He probably got the whole West End YMCA there too, man. He got, you know what I'm saying? Bro, I'm telling you, I know he probably got all of them.
Listen. If we lose, you know you finna hear that Minnesota shit, that Ant-Man shit, boy, because they fitting to be deep up in that mode. But we just gotta be consistent, man. We gotta be consistent. And like Mike said, bro, you can't let Ant-Man get off because he gonna have all them people behind him, hyping him up. Hunter gonna have to be on him. If we can keep Ant, I say something good, hold him to what? Maybe between 15 and 18 points. If we can contain Karl Anthony Towns, I don't know what Big O and John Collins, they're gonna have to do something. Somebody gonna have to guard, somebody gonna have to crash the boards. You know what I'm saying? We can limit, but I'm really concerned about D'Lo, man, because Trae can't guard him. I don't know if Herter. We about to see how good Herter defense is because D'Lo is you know, he not a bum. And he'll attack the basket, and he'll shoot, and he'll pull it. So,
they got Beasley.
Which one, Malik Beasley?
Yeah, that's the guy I was thinking of that had the marital issues. That's the guy that y'all are thinking Trae's gonna guard.
They got Malik Beasley.
Nah, you know, Malik Beasley a Georgia boy too now.
Oh shit, that's more tickets.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he went to school in Alpharetta. I just looked it up to confirm it, but I was like, yeah, Beasley a Georgia boy too, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He gonna want to do his thing at home.
Man, think about that. Think of all that talent UGA and Georgia Tech could have if they could just recruit their own superstars.
If them 2 schools stayed in state, especially like recent years, and they do that going forward.
Powerhouses in basketball.
Like they'll be powerhouses for real, man. They really would.
Tons of fucking Georgia NBA.
It's a lot of Georgia kids in the NBA, bro. Like it's so many games I be watching. I'm like, I ain't from Georgia too, but yeah, them boys go to another college, something like that. But in basketball, everybody can't stay in state though. In basketball, bro, you only have so many. Literally like about 10 spots.
No, basically. Yeah, but the funny part is it seems like Georgia Tech and Georgia can only get the worst players from Georgia though. Besides, you take away Ant-Man, shit, Georgia Tech and Georgia ain't had no motherfucking star player in a minute.
I say Georgia probably did it 3 times that I know of that they got the top player. Well, one of them didn't go through with it though because he went straight to the league. But Lou Williams was supposed to go to UGA, and then they got KCP, and then they got Ant-Man. So like I said, those are the only few that I know.
Look at Lou. Lou over there thinking like, damn, yeah, he right. Georgia Tech ain't got shit in the past since.
I'm very familiar. I mean, no.
Lou said we ain't had shit at Georgia Tech before I started.
Well, Georgia Tech, even in Georgia Tech heyday or whatever, they were getting a lot of people from other places though.
There's always New York. No,
New York. Chris Bosh was from Texas, but it was a lot of New York point guards though, for real.
I was actually thinking about the fact that Florida, Texas, and Georgia all dominate most sports. But that's because you can be outside most of the time. In Colorado, they shut that shit down, for a couple of months, and other places they shut it down. Like,
and you gotta have the resources too, man.
Yeah. And they do. There's a lot of people fucking in Atlanta and Georgia.
Them motherfuckers pay, bro.
Well, not just that though.
They pay out here.
But I'm saying we get supercharged too because it's like it's slick cheating. Because like say for example, Sharif Cooper, his parents not from here. You feel me? But he from here. It's like we've gotten so many people who've moved here too. So it's like, it's adding to our our crop of young talent and stuff like that. Because a lot of these boys too, you look at it, whether their parents might be from somewhere else, but like I said, their child grew up here or whatever. Like might came here in elementary school or before elementary, you know what I'm saying, and went to school, played school sports, and now when they get to the league, the credit is to Georgia high school sports.
Hey Lou, when y'all gonna fire that sorry coach?
Which one?
The one at Georgia Tech.
I don't know, man. It seems like as soon as we made a couple as soon as we made a couple of contractual deals with Emory, we have dropped the ball on sports. Like right after 2006, 2008, we have all these beautiful facilities on the campus that's mixed with Emory doing bio shit and all that stuff. That's great. But we have lost the plot when it comes to Division I sports.
Oh, y'all say,
I don't even know if we're good in baseball anymore. Y'all
are academic school now, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
They always were. What are you talking about?
No, we were always a really good
Georgia
school.
Tech was a power. When I was a kid, Georgia Tech was a powerhouse in the ACC, bro.
Yeah,
it was academic school.
They was no joke. Kenny Anderson.
Dude, I got to talk to Dennis. I got to talk to Dennis Scott about that, and he just said the recruiting was good. He goes, they were
great, bro. Georgia Tech was a powerhouse.
It's good recruiting, but it don't change what the school is. What I'm saying, it's like Miami. Miami had they run with it, but it don't change what the school is. The school of Miami is still what it is. You feel me? So that's what I'm saying, or whatever. Because you go on Georgia Tech campus and say forget sports and just be regular campus, whatever. And ain't nobody look like them athletes.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, like, we only had one way that they could go into, and that was like management. There was like everything else was engineering except one specialty.
It was only one degree they fit was management. Yeah, they probably got rid of it, bro. That's probably what happened. They probably got rid of that one little thing. But I remember at UGA, I know we're getting off a little bit though, but I remember UGA got caught for dudes taking classes. It was like VCR recording classes or something like that. Crazy, dog.
They all do that shit, man. That's Georgia Tech trying to clean up their image, huh? They like, hey, you come here, you actually got to go to class. Hey, real quick, go watch when you get a chance. Go watch JJ Redick podcast when he had what's the Australian big man name? Used to play for the Thunder, Steven Adams. Is that his name?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Steven Adams.
Yeah. Hey, go watch him when he talk about school, bro. He was like, hey, he was an academic All-American. He said, but I never went to class. He said, so y'all figure that out.
Jesus.
He was All-American and never went to class.
I don't want to get I don't want to get too far into it, but I do want to get the show done with. But man, Marcus brings up a great point here. If we do, let's pie in the sky, make it to the playoffs. Do we rely on Lou Williams like we had been, or is he done? He's cash or what?
I feel some, bro. Listen, I feel some type of way when he took that game off out of respect, bro.
I didn't know he did that. That was foul.
I never heard of that before. Out of respect, I'd rather for him to say he was hurt.
They should have just lied to the fans, bro.
I know. Bad PR.
That is kind of weird though. That was a weird reason.
Out of respect. And you know what's so funny? It's not like he was there and won multiple titles.
Right. Did they even win one? They went to one championship or something?
They didn't even make it to the finals. They only made it to the conference finals once.
I'm about to say, I don't even know they made the conference finals, but okay.
They made it one time, bro. So Lou Will, man, when he said that out of respect, bro, I looked at him in a whole nother light because I'm like, does he even still want to play? But then you see him on the sidelines coaching. Maybe.
I know.
Was Cam still here?
Who?
Was Cam still here that game?
Yeah. Yeah. He was still.
He likes Cam. They from Philly.
No, I'm just saying, was Cam still here that hey? They probably just lied to something. He might not want to play with Cam, man. He like, man, fuck that jump. I ain't trying to play with him, man. He keep shooting all these damn shots, bro. I did not come back for this.
Hey, bro, like, hey, no lie. That shit make you look at the games differently now, huh? When you be like,
the fans. But it's crazy though, because it's like you hear this roll talk. You hear this roll talk, but the fans was like, man, Cam, fine. We need to give him the ball. We need to let him do this and that or everything. When the whole time it ain't Cam playing his role. He bucking everything, shooting all these shots, looking good for the fans. So when Chauncey like, y'all want to be entertained, that's what he was talking about.
Yeah.
He about that jacking all these shots, looking all smooth, doing what he do. But it's like, bruh, Think about it though. Cam ain't
don't
pass the
pass.
ball. Cam has the ability to pass the ball, but he
Cam
ain't
don't pass.
pass at all this year, bro.
And now it all makes sense.
It
Hey,
does.
I'm over here thinking like, oh man, he balling. He trying to show something. Yeah, for the other teams. I'm like, man, listen, bro. Hey, but I will get Travis this, bro. I will get Travis this. He keep all his moves. Nobody knows none of his shit. I will give him that. Cause I had no idea Cam requested to leave. I had no idea. That's why, like, when they made the trade, that's why I was so mad. I'm like, damn, we could have got more. Mm-hmm. And then it was like, bro, he wanted to leave. I'm like, what?
It's crazy, right?
It make you just look at Cam, and also make you look at the trade in a whole different light when you find out the dude didn't want to be here
for that long and that extent too. So basically, our team been dealing with that the entire time, knowing that you don't want to be here. They probably like, why, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you saw what we just did. You weren't even here to even begin with. Like,
was that who Travis Slink was talking about when he said he shouldn't have brought everybody back? It was Cam.
Oh, no. I don't think he had an option necessarily bring Cam back. Cam's on the contract. When he said that,
Collins, it got to be Collins, Kevin, or Clint.
That is a shame. Cam does not pass the damn ball. That's his problem.
1 assist per game. That's what I'm saying, bro. And Cam has the ability to pass. So that was the thing about it. I was like, bro, a little too green. Like,
hey, what you think?
He don't play make.
Our team is thinking on the court when Cam is shooting these balls, right?
Once he touched it, that's the thought.
The team already know he don't want to be there, but he's shooting the ball all the time.
Shooting all the shots, exactly, bro.
If you a player out there, what are you thinking?
Demont, you answered it already. We got a bunch of nice guys. Because if none of them was nice guys, somebody would have been had an issue with, bro. Like, bro, that would have leaked already. Like, this nigga don't even want to be here, and he jacking all the damn shots. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that? But we got a bunch of nice guys. Like, you heard John Collins. No offense to John Collins, but nice guy. You hear him in the interview. The recent interview, he protecting Cam, talking about it, bro. I would just be like, man, no comment, man. Like, I wish him the best, no comment. I agree. I was like, man, move on from that, because to me, that's weak as hell. Like, I would have had to been like, bro, like, I talked to him.
I ain't gonna lie. I would have felt some type of way, bro. I'm with you.
That's what I'm saying.
But like, you don't want to be here, but you just gonna shoot all these fucking shots, bro. He was firing that shit too, bro.
Oh, no doubt.
He was coming in.
And it's funny because the whole time fans like, boy, Cam fire. Cam fire.
See, but the thing is, like,
hey, Mike. Cam, like, yeah, I'm gonna be fired for this other team. I'm gonna get traded to.
Yeah, I was hoping that would lead us to be able to trade him for a higher value, because like I knew that Cam wasn't right for our team because of his skills. And if he would have became dominant on defense, then it would have been a different story. But he wasn't. He wasn't in the passing lane like I wanted him to be. He wasn't making a difference on that. We still don't have any turnover. We still turn nobody over. And I think that's going to start changing now with Double O and Hunter back, because they make those small plays that poke the ball away and start a fast break. So I'm really hoping that Cam's movement.
Right. Let me say this real quick,
it is, man. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
Okay, because I'll say the comment just came up from Solomon Solo or whatever about who the leader. We touched that on that. We really ain't got no leader. All right. But my thing is, though,
we wanted Nate to be.
When I tell y'all about it, because y'all be talking that interview and post game stuff. I be like, man, bump that jump, man. Like, I don't care, do it. But the two people that recently I've heard say things that I want to hear, basically, and then two I can see in them. It registered is DeAndre Hunter and Double O. I mean, recent Double O convo when he said whatever, like, yes, bro, I can see that. I see you a dog. I see that you don't, you know what I'm saying, not a pushover. You ain't backing down from anybody because you're obviously smaller than these dudes and you're going at them, you're getting your stops. DeAndre Hunter recently said some jump when I think it was after a loss. DeAndre was just straight up saying, like, we ain't worried. The thing about it, though, he ain't been here, so ain't nobody been talking to him. DeAndre is like, he ain't worried. I ain't worried. Just hearing him, I can hear that, like, okay, he's saying it like, no, I'm going to do what I need to do. We're going to be fine, and he's confident in it. When they asked Trey about it, Trey like, I can't speak for everybody else. I think it's some guys in the locker room who still believe, you know what I'm saying, this and that. we got some leaders, but they just young, and we got to remember that our core is still young. We got to still kind of be patient with it or whatnot, though. But DeAndre Hunter and I feel like Double O, like we already said, we haven't even had them to play together in a game besides maybe 1 or 2 times, and we just saw one of the times because DeAndre Hunter ain't even play in the Buck series, and Double O didn't play in the Knicks. I don't think, did he, or whatever.
He didn't play.
So it's like they missed each other.
Hunter didn't play in the Bucks or the Sixers. Remember, he went out after the Knicks.
Yeah, I know that. That's what I'm saying. But I'm trying to remember when the Double O come. Double O didn't play in Knicks, I don't think.
He wasn't. He was available.
He wasn't effective.
Exactly. His usage was different.
But he only played very little minutes, though.
I'm saying he wasn't used like that, right? But he was used against Embiid a lot more or whatever, and he was used in the Bucks series. But at the same time, though, I think that was because of bringing him along. Because when did he come back in the season? Double O missed damn near the whole season. So you couldn't just throw him straight out there.
If Double O plays really well against Cat, does he deserve to get 30 minutes moving forward?
It's gonna be hard to do that, bro. You ain't benching Clint, bro. I don't see that happening. I would love for him, bro. I would love.
Can they not both get 30 minutes?
I don't know, bro. You got JC still, man. I mean, I don't think so. You got Gallo.
He can still flip the lineups according to the matchups. Because now that I think about it, you think about what Big O does, what he does against Giannis. Imagine if they knew that when we played the Knicks, then you can take and put him on Randall and free up Collins. Say if we want to go small, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Collins don't touch Julius, bro, until it's like we got the options. It's because
what I'm saying is you don't have to put him on Julius ever. Period.
Nah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
You just see the massive. Bro, Collins, I'm gonna tell you, I'm a Collins fan, but I'm gonna tell you this, bro. He need to get back. He need to get on some real steroids, bro. Okay.
Somebody did say something about his strength, and
whatever he was taking, bro. And he got 25 games. It doesn't help, bro. He must have been taking some boo foo shit. He need to go get some real drugs and put on some size. Because when he be standing against people like Randall, bro,
he gotta do illegal.
Bro, that shit look like me standing beside my son, dog.
How old do you, Damon? How old do you think John Collins is off the top?
Off the top, 24, 25.
Yeah, he's 24.
He's 24.
Yeah, because he did 3 years at weight.
Yeah, but still, I mean, he's a young guy though. But I mean, JC just got to hit the weight.
He's not even 28 yet. I feel these guys start getting that bigger body when they turn like 20, 28.
Because how old Julius? Julius is older though. But it's the weight room too, though. You gotta define it.
Putting on size is like the opposite of athleticism. You put on more size as you get older, you lose athleticism. But as you get older, you could put on more size. One, because your metabolism slows down.
Right. So what's Giannis? So what's Giannis? 28? What was Giannis? 20? What was Giannis? Like 28, 29?
Giannis? Giannis ain't no 28, bro.
Giannis probably right. Yeah, he probably about. I thought he about 26, 27.
Is he?
I don't know.
Giannis Antetokounmpo's older than John Collins, guys.
Nah, he's older than Giannis. I mean, JC, I believe.
Yeah, he's older than JC. JC 24, so Giannis probably around 26, 27, 28.
Okay. I thought he was more like 28, 29, which would lead me to believe that like that at 25, 26 is when you kind of start to get a little bigger. So
now you can put on size anytime you want to.
I know, but I'm just saying the natural size. The natural size of you just getting
natural by default type stuff or whatever. But
listen, you don't put on natural. There's no such thing as putting on natural muscle, right? You either have it.
We want to talk about muscle. We said size.
Just size.
Muscle.
Well, for athlete, for a ball player, it does matter because you put on a lot of weight. It affects your agility, your mobility, affects you getting up and down the court. It affects your cardio. Yeah. So you don't want to just go out there and just eat. Okay. Just all kinds of shit. Like I bet if you look at Giannis or you look at LeBron, one thing I could tell you, LeBron, they need to find whoever his daddy is. That's what they and steal his and take the fucking genetics.
But the two people that y'all naming though, I think y'all, if you talking Giannis and LeBron, I think y'all really underestimated them boys in the weight room. Like they lift weights. Think about Kobe. Kobe wasn't necessarily big like that. Kobe wasn't necessarily a big weight person, but he lifted weights to the extent to where he know that he needed to be able to take on contact stuff like that, though. But Giannis or whatever, he the type though. He did extra. A lot of basketball players don't necessarily lift weights like that. They do the enough that they supposed to or whatnot, though. Like Trey, you can tell Trey don't be in a weight room like that. But Trey, that's the next level of his thing, where he need to spend an off season really in the weight room or whatnot, and looking to kind of bulk up in certain areas. He got to go another level with his shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, when you complaining to Demond about him not getting them foul calls, to me, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? He just going to get stronger, you know what I'm saying? Or not drive. Like you're saying, it don't look like he's driving as much. Yeah, he's going to have to figure out another course of action, but he's going to have to get stronger. It's the same thing with Kev. Kev got to get a little stronger too around in here and stuff like that, so he can better take that contact coming. You see DeAndre got a little bit more cut and stronger. Like he spent, I think, at least, off season trying to focus on that part or whatever. And you see him from his freshman, for his rookie season to the other seasons, being better to get into that paint and have that contact. Because when we want our wings to drive, and you got to be strong. You got to have a solid frame and base, though. That's why Cam do finesse and fall all the time. That's why JC fall all the time. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. So it's like, yeah, man, we got to all the skinny people here.
Yeah, but you know what? But see, somebody like a LeBron, though, that's why you'll hear people you'll hear people speak about genetics, like. It's putting on size really comes down to two things: eating and your genetics. Your genetics tells your body where you're gonna grow at based off, your lineage. So like LeBron, his genetics is so elite that he doesn't have to do that much.
That's what I'm about to say. It's really your frame, your shoulders, but you feel up.
He don't have to do that much to get strong because his genetics is going to react. But you take somebody like Giannis, who don't got good genetics. How do we know this? Because when you look at him as a kid, it's almost like the thing that Mike said about basketball. You could tell in high school their skill level. You can tell who got good genetics when they're a child, teenager. So when you look at Giannis as a rookie, he don't have good genetics, but what he does have, he got good work ethic.
That's what I'm saying. But he might not have the strength part, but it's not good genetics. That boy, how many times MVP?
No, because you know what? It's just like this. No, because this how
you got great genetics. You're right.
It's just like this, bro. It's just like this.
You got them African genetics.
No, but he don't got good genetics. You can tell he don't have muscle genetics. He was like this as a teenager.
I'm about to say, just how he feel that. You don't have particular genetics. But he don't have a particular genetic problem.
He was skinny and the working outs helped him out.
When I say good genetics, I mean to build size, right? Because guess what? If me, you, and Lou go do a cycle of steroids, we could do the same exact cycle, right? But we could do the same workout, but our body won't react the same to it. If you got good genetics or elite genetics, steroids will enhance it, and you will be bigger than the same people who take in the same amount of gear as you. So
all right, guys,
Giannis,
hit that. Hold on, real quick. Hit that. Definitely hit our sponsors up so we can get some money up so we can do this. We can do this trial here. We're going to get some money into Demond's hands. He's going to get us some steroids and testosterone, and we're going to see what happens.
Well, I'm going to tell you like this.
If y'all get the money in the pocket.
If you over 35 years old, and you ain't been seen a doctor for testosterone, you're missing out, player. Okay, you're missing out.
Hey, but I ain't over 35 yet, but
you don't need none of that shit.
Well, I'm almost there though. That's what I'm saying.
Your body gonna shut down.
Well, I think
all I was saying was you could tell by the genetics. LeBron has way better genetics than
Giannis.
Yeah, he does.
That's crazy.
Let's say they have way better genetics than Trae Young. They have better genetics than Trae Young.
Nigga, who don't got better genetics than Trae Young?
Well, I'm just saying because we're debating that Giannis and LeBron jungle. You keep talking about Giannis ain't got good genetics. It's like,
maybe we can make this into a topic for next week. I definitely got to get going here, but
because they show you the difference between genetics and somebody like Giannis who just put in hard ass work. See what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
No,
LeBron
you
has
don't-
put
you
in
don't really-
hard work on his
I think
body.
he's a little bit of both.
He spent a lot of money and hard work on his body. I feel like I understand the genetics thing, but don't underestimate the hard work LeBron has put into his body weightlifting wise. Kobe was the more of a
But he
yoga
don't-
and staying flexible
But
type.
your body responds differently, Mike. That's what I'm saying.
I
we can do the
agree.
same
I'm
amount
not
of hard
denying
work.
that. I'm not denying that. I agree. I'm not denying that at all. Also,
Y'all can
too,
see-
some people don't want to be that way. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Because
yeah,
some
you
people
know,
want to be
LeBron James
exactly.
being a little older.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Exactly.
It's
And
crazy.
LeBron, that's his game.
39.
His
Right.
game is to bowl people over. He like Karl Malone at the wing. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's not
It's
normal.
crazy that it's taken till 39, but you can kind of start to see LeBron fading a little bit athletically. It's crazy. It's crazy.
He's still
39,
averaging
he's
30.
still
LeBron
a
need to
star.
go get on that juice, dog. He need to get on that juice.
LeBron's still balling though. LeBron not at the point to where he can be old LeBron, where he can continue to play that way and it wins. Because to be honest with you, LeBron style of basketball, if you ask me, his teams has always played bad basketball. Just LeBron was LeBron, and you can't do nothing about it. You know how many times you'll get mad about the Hawks, like, oh man, it's ISO basketball. Well, hell, LeBron doing the same thing, basically. You feel me? And they just killing everybody. He ain't doing but passing it to the last second. It's just that LeBron's a freak athlete to where he can literally dominate and control the whole game. So yes, it has to change up a little bit.
I think that's fair,
Yeah,
but I think I think that you got to talk about how smart LeBron James is when it comes to basketball.
Yeah, that's
Because when he got into the league, he immediately changed. He immediately changed how good that team in Cleveland played, like to the point where they made sense. You know, like he's just that good of a basketball player.
When he got drafted, right?
Yeah, he's just such a smart player. So he's not only like physically gifted, but he's one of the smartest basketball players. Like as far as like making the pass and setting the picks and doing the little things. There's nobody that's been. I've been more impressed.
I've been at fault thinking that pro basketball players were smart on the court. Like I've had to learn that there's a lot of dummies in the NBA that like just I don't know. It's just it's just because you're big and athletic, and a lot of times if you're 7 feet, you know what I'm saying, coordinated, you're gonna make it. You know what I'm saying, but there's a lot of dummies. Let me just say that.
Bro, it is.
You know what I'm fascinated by? I'm fascinated how he remembers all his plays, bro. Like they'll bring up something LeBron, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, and then he did this and
he studies." Yeah, he studies.
Well, I'm talking about how he remembers the play, bro. They be
talking about
he's
studying those plays.
Oh, but I'm saying I feel like you should. That's his lyrics. You feel me? That's his lyrics. It's like an artist or a rapper forgetting his own lyrics. It's like that's bad, bro. That's not good.
Hey, JR down there getting his college degree now, dog.
Yeah, he getting his college degree now, though. But obviously, a lot of folks, like I said, they never tried to or had to think the game, so they don't.
He on the golf team.
I don't know. We saw this coming though, but Dwight has good genetics. You're right. Dwight has superb genetics.
Until Dwight became a vegetarian, now he just looked like shit.
He started putting that weave in his head and stuff.
Now he looked like a goddamn stick man.
Well, I think this is as good of any place as I think that will conclude. I think that will conclude today's podcast.
Dwight try to build muscle with plants and shit.
So anyways, this will conclude today's podcast. Come back next week. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, drop comments. Find us on all the socials. And check out our sponsors in the descriptions below. We got Arc Alien Designs, the Originative brand, and flickwick.com. We are for the fans, by the fans. And with all that said, have a great day. And until next time, let's go Hawks.